Okay, so in my first video I explained the California Supreme Court's decision to legalize same-sex unions, and in this segment I'm going to talk about how that has impacted children. As I said in discussing the same-sex marriage case, the court, in my opinion, failed to understand or appreciate or basically to protect the interests of children. In the current political arena, California voters are considering whether to amend the Constitution to restore the traditional definition of marriage, which would effectively overturn the Supreme Court's decision that legalized it. And part of the debate has been over whether same-sex marriage is required to be taught in public schools as a result of the court's decision. And the fact is, it is. And I'll tell you why. First of all, again, you should read the court's decision. The court understood that it was basically overturning 150 years of California law. That was not just family law, but it understood that there would be an impact on other areas of the law, most glaringly in federal law. At one point, the court enumerated the various federal laws that would not be affected by its decision. Social Security, Medicare, federal housing, food stamps, military and veterans benefits, federal employment programs, and filing for income tax purposes. All of these benefits would not be affected by the court's decision because, as the court said, federal law defines marriage for purposes of federal law as only a legal union between one man and one woman. In other words, the court knew that its decision was running contrary to both state and federal law, but they made their decision, and now the consequences are upon us. One area they failed to appreciate the consequences was in the Education Code, and specifically Education Code section 51890, which requires public schools to teach children, and I mean kindergarten through 12th grade, to teach them about the responsibilities of marriage and parenting. Well, by the Supreme Court's decision changing the definition of marriage to include homosexual marriage, the court has imposed on schools the obligation to teach gay marriage. And it is being taught in a dramatic example. A first grade teacher in San Francisco in October took her 18 first graders out of school on a field trip to a lesbian wedding. The teacher's lesbian wedding. A textbook has been circulating through our public schools that was the center of a controversy in Massachusetts, which was the first state to legalize same-sex marriage by judicial decision. The book was called King and King. Unlike the 87-page Supreme Court decision, this book is rather short, and the point is quite simple. Two kings, or I should say two princes, get to marry each other, and they become kings and live happily ever after. Well, this book stirred a controversy in Massachusetts when a second grader came home with it and told his dad that's what he was reading. And his dad, David Parker, protested. He went to the school and demanded an explanation why he was not even informed that his son was being taught gay marriage in school. The school responded by having him arrested. And ultimately, a judge said that the parent had no right to know. No right to know what his child was being taught, and no right to change the curriculum. That is the law in Massachusetts, and it is the law in California. I should say, at least, that the courts have clearly ruled that marriage in California means gay marriage and heterosexual marriage, and the Education Code requires public schools to teach marriage and parental responsibility in California. Parents have some options to take their children out of instruction, but the question is whether they will have notice and an opportunity to exercise that option, and so far it's not happening. Which is the purpose of a video like this, to try and inform and educate, hopefully, people who are interested on these issues. Alright, that's it for video 2. You can press on to video 3 if you'd like.